Sabo is as strong as the Admiral? What is Sabo's condition now? Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Shounen. At the time of 12 years ago, three boys Ace, Sabo, Luffy, together drank the cup of wine and vowed, forming a strong bond of brotherhood. Later growing up, they also form one of the strongest trio in One Piece, but Ace died too soon, unable to see his brother realize his dream. The day Ace died, Luffy was completely defeated, to the point of losing his will to fight. He tortured himself for not being able to save Ace. Ace's death dealt a huge blow to Luffy. It felt like he had lost all of his friends. Fortunately, his father was the one who saved Sabo's life, another brother of Luffy. Despite losing his memory, it was still Ace's death, which hit Sabo hard in the mind, helping him to remember everything. Then he went to meet Luffy at Dressrosa, took the Mara Mara fruit, Ace's relic. Sabo vows to replace Ace to protect Luffy, even though he and Ace are probably no longer rivals. And most likely, it is the weak, crying brother of the past who will be the one to rescue Sabo, which Luffy failed to do 2 years ago. Because as you know, Sabo attacked Mary Gyosei in order to rescue Kuma, and was defeated by two admirals Fujitora and Ryokugyu. His fate, as well as the revolutionary leaders, is something that many One Piece fans, as well as the audience of Top Shounen, are interested in. And to please you, today we will try to make some speculations about Sabo's future, analyze whether he is as strong as the Admiral of the Navy or not. Please watch the video all about Sabo. 1. Biography, background of Sabo. Sabo is the twin brother of Monkey D. Luffy, along with Porgas D. Ace. All three were born and raised in the Kingdom of Goa, the Blue East Sea. Sabo was born on March 20, currently 22 years old, and is the Chief of Staff, the number 2 character of the Revolutionary Army, behind only Luffy's father, Monkey D. Dragon. But unlike the two of you, whose father is a notorious criminal, Sabo is the son of a noble family. He is the son of Outlook III, originally the heir to the throne, but because he ran away from home, he did not study to become a bandit general, so the throne of the current Goa kingdom fell into the hands of Stelly, the adopted child that Sabo's parents adopted. Sabo first appeared in chapter 583, in Luffy's flashback to Ace, which was the childhood of all three. Sabo was born into a noble family, but because he was too disgusted with the insensibility of the superiors, also like the corruption of the nobility, so he decided to run away, and live in the Grey Pole. About 12 years ago compared to the current storyline, Sabo met Ace and Luffy. They quickly became friends and considered each other as friends. Along with the other two good but bad friends, Sabo also has a dream to become a great pirate, so that he can go to sea and achieve freedom. The plan to sail out to sea of the three of you plans to implement when they turn 17 years old, the age to break buffalo horns. Even so, Sabo decided to set sail before Ace and Luffy. However, his boat was later destroyed by the Dragon Star. Sabo was said to have died from the event, but was somehow saved by Monkey D. Dragon, who later joined the military cauldron. In terms of personality, Sabo is a man of understanding, much calmer than Ace. He also loves, yearns for freedom, and respects Luffy's dream. Although both he and Ace laugh, they always trust their brother to succeed. Above all, both Ace and Sabo are good brothers. They are ready to sacrifice themselves to protect their brother. Exactly, the ASL trio is always like that. As long as one person is in trouble, the other two will risk their lives to help. Despite being the son of a noble, Sabo did not act like them, nor did he consider himself a noble. He does not despise people of low social status, or brag about his status. Sabo has always felt ashamed of his status as a noble. That is the main reason that he left home, moved to the Grey Pole, and later became a revolutionary, with the goal of overthrowing the nobility and reclaiming justice for the people. When Sabo decided to leave home, Ace and Luffy invited him to stay with them, and he became the adopted son of the mountain bandit Đừng. When Đừng first meets Sabo, she feels uncomfortable with him. However, she also accepted Sabo to live with Ace and Luffy. She was really shocked when she heard that Sabo died, even though she was afraid of being handed over to the government by Garp, Luffy's grandfather, so she was reluctant to raise his grandson. Because of living together and raising the children, Đừng had feelings for them. She always cried and didn't see her off when the three of you went out to sea one by one. Especially when hearing the news of Ace's death, Đừng beat up Garp, whom she was afraid of, just because he couldn't save Ace. And most recently, she cried again for Sabo, preparing to cry for Luffy again. Sabo's appearance resembles the character Artful Dogger, from Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist. He is also part of a group of child thieves. His signature looks include a hat on his head, and an adult waistcoat with rolled-up sleeves. Sabo's survival was hinted at twice, once during a conversation between Ivankov and Dragon in episode 504, and again on the cover of chapter 668, when 3 cups of sake were placed in front of Ace's grave, with the song reported Luffy being pinned to the grave. It is later revealed that Sabo was the one who put it there. Compared to Luffy and Ace, Sabo is the tallest of the 3, with a height of 187 centimeters, 2 centimeters taller than Ace. In addition, Sabo also has a crush of the Revolutionary Army, that is Koala, who is always angry, showing himself as the roof of the house with Sabo. However, it seems Sabo is also a Mr. Career, temporarily put aside the love of boys and girls to focus on the revolutionary cause. There is no love as stable as the love of the country, and there is no right path like the revolution. 2. Sabo's strength is comparable to that of an admiral. Next, we will come to the most awaited part, the power of Sabo. First of all, the person who trained him since childhood, was Garp. He also considers Sabo as his nephew, so he taught him the same way he did for Ace and Luffy. But the way he trained his nephews, hoping them to become brave Marines, you know how tough it is. Certainly Garp knows the potential of all 3, and he has ambitions to want them to become a trio of Marine admirals in the future. Unfortunately they only like to be criminals. What an unfortunate family. But thanks to being taught by Garp from a young age, and training with 2 other monster-type children, Sabo has a very good fighting background since childhood. Sabo was able to defeat Luffy 50 times a day with relative ease, as well as defeating Ace 24 times, while losing 26 times, making him on par with the later Whitebeard Pirates captain. However, since leaving the sea, due to eating devil fruit and no one to train, so Ace did not know how to use Haki. He simply fought with basic skills, combined with the ability of Mara fruit. In Ace's Viva card, only the King's Haki is recorded, but after his childhood outburst, even Ace didn't learn to control it. Whitebeard took on Ace, no doubt meant to teach him, the way Rayleigh trained Luffy. Unfortunately, Ace didn't get on the ship for long, then ran off to chase Blackbeard, and then died. As for Sabo, although he did not eat any devil fruit, he was trained by Monkey D. Dragon. 12 years under Luffy's father, Sabo has climbed to number 2 in the Revolutionary Army, recognized by other leaders, as well as Ivankov, showing how powerful he is. Compared to Ace and Luffy who practiced together in their hometown, Sabo had a teacher who was rated as strong as the 4 emperors, trained from a young age for decades, so Ace was no longer Sabo's opponent 2 years ago. Simply, they were equal when they were kids, but Sabo knew how to use Haki, and learned more fighting skills from Dragon, so if I fight, I will get my hands on Sabo. Ace cannot win. Sabo is proficient in both types of Haki, especially his armed Haki is so powerful that he can easily crush a sword with his bare hands, as well as the face of Vice Admiral Bastille. Or the Dragon's Breath, just one hand can destroy the arena. Sabo's Dragon Claw is also extremely dangerous. He easily defeated the first team captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Burgess, as well as Diamante, to win. Get Mara fruit. Jesus Burgess' elbow attack is very powerful, but it is still easily blocked by Sabo. Even his armed Haki is much stronger, able to break Burgess' armor, even though he has also covered it with armed Haki. The second strongest under Blackbeard, meeting Sabo is completely out of the way. In my opinion his observational Haki is only at a basic level, but armed Haki must reach level 2, just not as good as Luffy is now. With Sabo's strength at that time, I think the second commanders are all below him. Sabo must be compared with the strongest commanders. He can also beat King, Katakuri, Marco, and Shiryu, especially after eating more Mara fruit. As you know, the number 1 commanders, except for Ben Beckman, in addition to Haki, outstanding combat skills, they also possess very strong devil fruits. However, without the devil fruit, Sabo was already more than the second commander. He was able to defeat King, Katakuri. With the quality of the ASL trio, in the life and death match, I believe Sabo also maximizes his potential. So, having possessed Mara no Mi, Sabo also deserves to be compared with naval admirals. In my opinion, Sabo's fighting skills and Haki are all good, plus his Logia ability, he must be on par with Marco, and able to fight an admiral when solo. Although Marco could not prove to be better, but it was also 1 9 and 1 rare, his battle with the admiral would be very long. if he was careless, the Admiral would still lie on the floor as usual. Sabo too, he can completely hold off Fujitora, Kizaru or Ryokugyu, wanting to pass Sabo is not an easy thing. His strength is very powerful, unfortunately there are not many opportunities to fight, only in practice, it is difficult for Dragon to put him at the door of death, for Sabo to advance to a higher level of haki. And the time to eat the Maram fruit was not long enough for Sabo to master it like Ace. So Sabo still can't beat the Admirals. If the Admiral size is 10, Sabo will now be at 9.5 to 9.75. He has full potential, but has not been fully exploited, only 22 years old, it is difficult to compare with characters who are at their peak, have the main characters haki and eat as much as Luffy. Sabo's strength is most evident in Mary Gyosei, when he, along with 3 revolutionary leaders, was defeated by 2 naval admirals. But I don't agree with asking one admiral to match 2 leaders, and Sabo is completely under the admiral. You should remember that in the Holy Land there are countless marines, besides the admiral, there are vice admirals protecting the conference, CP0 protecting the celestial dragons. And they also didn't stand to watch, the 4 leaders were 2 solo with the admiral, the other 2 both stopped the rest and tried to save Kuma, not 4 people split into 2 pairs to fight the admirals. Where are you guys? Looking at Fujitora bandaged in chapter 956, I think he and Sabo had an extremely tense rematch, even if they won, this admiral is not healthy. It's around the soldiers, including the pacifista, so if you play solo, I still insist that Sabo 191 with the Navy Admiral, he must be on par with Marco. In addition, Sabo also possesses a quick mind, the position of Chief of Staff says it all. According to Ace's words, Sabo can become his navigator, then he must have maritime skills, and rich knowledge. This is also shown very clearly, through the fact that Sabo has been sailing alone since he was a child, unlike his stupid brother Luffy. And because he was educated in a noble's environment, it is not difficult to understand that Sabo is good, learns more than the other 2. An educated gangster is always more formidable, isn't it? Addicted guys who went to college and used to be in the Navy like you don't have a belt. 3. Sabo's fate? This is the topic you want me to do the most, and as analyzed once, we have 2 cases. Following the logic of One Piece, and the fact that Oda said he doesn't like killing his characters, the case of Sabo being killed can be ruled out. With the general motif so far, it is unlikely that Sabo was killed, after Ace died before. Oda revealed that if Ace didn't die, Luffy wouldn't be able to become the Pirate King, implying that he has the qualities to be stronger than Lu. It is understandable that since childhood Luffy has always lost to his brothers, even after 3 types of haki and equal physical strength, the monster qualities of son Roger and grandson Garp, will make them never give up, but Ace's devil fruit is stronger, you guys know the result right? Ace's case was force majeure, so that Luffy could become the Pirate King, and have the motivation to practice to get stronger, Oda let Ace die. But Sabo is different, he and Luffy go on 2 different paths, even in the last battle he and Dragon can still team up with Lu, so there is no reason for Oda to let Sabo go to meet Ace. So I will divide it into 2 cases, please note that this is just my hypothesis. In the first case, despite being defeated, thanks to Molly's ability, all members of the Revolutionary Army withdrew safely, but they could not return to the army with Dragon immediately. Of course, they were all seriously injured, but not life-threatening. However, everyone is being hunted very hard, Molly can only help the group hide, but it is very difficult to escape from Mary Gyosei. The news that Morgan wrote, Ivankov said it was unbelievable, because this guy specializes in lying. Dragon, Bello Betty was very worried, Koala, Marcano, and Dodden even cried, indicating that Morgan had spread bad news about Sabo. But this could also be what the government wanted, or blamed the assassination of kings on the revolutionaries, given the fact that King Cobra was killed by CP0. It is this news that makes relatives as well as teammates, extremely worried for Sabo. But he is still alive, just can't return to base or contact Dragon. The second theory, is that they were all defeated, then taken to Impel Down. If this is the case, we can imagine another summit battle. But this time, the force involved will be much larger, in addition to the Revolutionary Army, the 5 Emperors Luffy can lead an entire fleet to rescue Sabo. After the Wano arc, Luffy can confidently say, "Ah. So you chose death." He had just defeated Kaido at that time, the strength you can imagine. Luffy will reach 9.75 compared to a 4th Emperor at the peak of his performance, much more than an Admiral, enough to solo with Akainu. Zoro then also became the number 1 commander, able to hold off an admiral, such as Fujitora. Sanji, Jinbe will try to keep another admiral, and add dragon, they have enough force to play with 3 admirals and Akainu. Last time Luffy went alone, this time with his teammates, and the entire Straw Hat fleet. If you're lucky, the Red Star and the Wano Samurai will set out to help, as a way to repay the favor. And the Revolutionary Army, in my opinion, must be equivalent to a band of the 4 emperors. That means the navy has to fight up to 2 emperors at the same time, and Garp will of course sided with his son and grandson to save his adopted grandson, because he has resigned. If Sengoku takes action, Garp will take care of him, otherwise, the commander-in-chief himself will have to go to battle, but the navy alone is sure. This theory sounds very tempting, but did Oda want the final battle to break out? I think it's a bit early, and it is most logical that Dragon will lead his army to defeat Impel Down if Sabo and the leaders are imprisoned here. The navy had to divide its forces to hunt down the 7 Marshall Seas and take care of the Wano case. The 2 admirals Fujitora and Ryokugyu are injured, and the Alabasta incident, in general, is in chaos. Akainu left headquarters again and entered the New World, which is farther from Impel Down. In case this prison was attacked, he would basically not make it in time, it would be over. Magellan alone is not enough, Impel Down will surely fall. And with the personality, as well as the mind of Dragon, he will not risk bringing all of his forces into a 50-50 battle with the government. Instead, when Akainu led his army to Wano, the world was in a lot of turmoil. Going to Impel Down to save people was still the best strategy, less damage, higher chance of success. Moreover, Ivankov and Inajima were still here, they knew every nook and cranny, escaped from prison once again, the odds of winning were even greater. That's all the information about Sabo, as well as some theories about him. If you find it interesting, please give likes, share, and subscribe to the channel to support Top Shounen. Goodbye and see you again.
Yeah.